A very good evening and a very warm welcome to Penshurst Park, home of St George City, as they welcome Wollongong United for what will be an historic night of Australia and Waratah Cup action. For the hosts, founded in 2016, they're trying to write another chapter in a story of meteoric rise through the Football New South Wales leagues with their first entry in the round of 32 in the Australia Club. For Wollongong United, a chance to recapture their former glories with a first entrance into the national stage since their single season in the NSL back in 1990. Alex Molchanoff, delighted to be with you for all the action from round 7 of the Australia Cup, the quarterfinals of the Waratah Cup tonight. What a spectacular evening we have got for it here in Sydney's south. Not a cloud in the sky and cool, clear conditions for what should be another spectacular night of action. Let's have a look at the two teams, and for Mirko Juric, it is a few changes throughout his St George City side. Number 1, Mackenzie Sidron starts in goal. Number 2, Stephen Athanaseres. Number 4, Brendan Hooper. Number 5, Nicholas Calagiero. Number 7, Nathan Roberts. Number 8, Alex Malfara. Number 9, Mark Morich. Number 10, Paolo Mitri. Number 14, Antonio Saracino. Number 23, Chris Arditi. And number 24, Matthew Karemalevsky are the starting 11 on this historic evening. And for Wollongong United and their coach, Billy Solovos. Number 60, Jacob Madden is the goalkeeper. Number 2, Sean Thomas. Number 4, Rene Vescio. Number 5, Danny Lazarevsky. Number 8, Kaya Jovanovski. Number 10, Dinko Terzic. Number 11, Mason Versi. Number 23, Mitsuo Yamada. Number 26, Seiji Kawakami. Number 27, Bailey Barbarovsky. And number 32, James Stoyanovsky are the starting 11 on what could be a spectacular night for them. Adrian Arndt is our referee and he gets us underway. City in the colours of this region in red and white, kicking from left to right to start this first half. And for the visitors from the Illawarra Premier League in their home strip as well, of yellow with red trim in the colours of their Macedonian heritage. What a season it's been for Football New South Wales League One clubs. A representative in all 4 games over the next couple of nights. Already had a winner, of course, last night between Bonnyrigg and Hakoah. And one of the most classic penalty shootouts you'll ever see. Such a decent ball into the middle by Terzic. Will offer the main goal threat for Wollongong United this evening. City the lone representative in this fixture, of course. Illawarra trying to have its first representative in the round of 32 as its own Premier League division. Game going on at North Turramurra Rec area at the moment. Thank you to one of the doyens of football at this level, Eric Subiano, informs me it's still 0-0 with few chances between the Northern Tigers and Sydney United 58. We'll bring you updates from that game as we go on this evening. And tomorrow night at Christie Park, Northwest Sydney Spirit. And another Wollongong side, the Wolves of New South Wales, is National Premier League. To finish off these 4 fantastic fixtures, the grassroots of Australian football and the competition that combines us at all levels in the only real way possible at the moment. So sit back and drink it in, whether you're watching on NPL TV or Football New South Wales' YouTube page tonight. We welcome you to the coverage, and I am delighted to be with you for it. Two teams feeling each other out early. Wollongong United pulling off an upset of the highest order, of course, to make it this far, beating Blacktown City at the Blacktown City Sports Centre. Team from nominally Australia's 6th tier, beating one from its 2nd. They're looking to repeat the trick tonight, but it's City having an early foray forward. Saracino, whose shot was blocked away. Wollongong able to clear. You can see as they run out that they're sitting fairly deep. Expect nothing less from the underdogs, but they put in a game fight in round 6 at the City Sports Centre. And if St George aren't right up for the battle tonight, they will find themselves in a similar situation to their more storied predecessors. City with most of the possession in these early stages. They go to the former Tiger in Calagiano. Now Athanasaris, one of the stalwarts of this City side. I'm going to step inside was Saraceno. Let's come straight back to him, so we get a second bite at the cherry. The right winger is looking to feed Moric. Starting more centrally tonight, we've seen him used as a winger by Juric on different occasions this season. Starting as the main man up front tonight in place of Ruben Aroatife, who's taken most of those responsibilities for City so far this season. Performed quite adeptly, I might add. Son, of course, of Francis, of great NSL acclaim back in the 90s. Only an option off the bench tonight for City. It's Paolo Mitri, who's put in a string of fine performances to start this season in League One as well. Out to Arditi on the left-hand side. He's looking to aim for a couple in the middle. It was actually Terzic tracking all the way back there for Wollongong United. What a story they are. Entrance from round 2 in this competition. The journey all started for them just down the road from here. They beat another St George Association club, Peakhurst United. It's down the road at Peakhurst Park, which has been one of the homes for City before moving into this terrific facility here at Penshurst permanently this season. It's lucky enough to call that opener here against the Western Sydney Wanderers Academy earlier this season. Great game which they won 3-2. Looking to repeat the trick here. And slipping in, sliding his way past the defence with Saraceno. He's managed to win his side a corner, which Paolo Mitri will make his way over to take. City, of course, entered the competition in round 4. And that one was decently steered in towards Brendan Hooper, who was attacking the near post, just couldn't make the contact that he so wanted to make. They also had to knock out, well, their scout came in their first game in round 4 against Sydney Olympic. Since then, wins over Dulwich Hill and the Blacktown Spartans at Penshurst Park. In fact, they've played all 3 of their games here so far in this competition. Wollongong, by contrast, have been on the road. They've had just the one home game down in the Illawarra at Macedonia Park. It was their 3-0 win in round 4 against Central Coast United. The first big scalp of a side above them on the Football New South Wales and indeed Australian pyramid. Trying to win in midfield was Malfarra, but it's been taken away by Mason Verti. United trying to build from the back for the first time this evening, but it's been lobbed away. Moric trying to bring his attacking partners into the game. Clearing it away was Kawakami, one of the 2 Japanese imports starting for Wollongong United tonight, along with Mitsuo Yamada. He's been somewhat of a talismanic figure down at Macedonia Park since signing here from the J-League 3. That's telling you what sort of standard of player are running around in the Illawarra Premier League at the moment. Stints with Vegalta Sendai and Matsumoto Yamaga in J-League 2. City playing with the more technical prowess at the moment. Let's come back out to the left-hand side again. Roberts firing off the crossbar. Rebound is poked here. Oh, wide. It looked in. Everyone in the grandstand agreed with me. The crowd went up, and Chris Arditi's effort scraping just wide of the post. I think it took some paint off with it. First big chance of the game, fashioned by Roberts, who's looked dangerous down the left early. They have had a bit of luxury with that City this year. They've got such a attacking depth. Able to switch players in and out. Firepower on their bench today is quite something. Ruben Ortiz already mentioned. They also got Damien Sherman, who's been one of the shining lights in their rise up the League One table over the last couple of seasons. Jaka Praja with professional experience in the Czech Republic. Name three of their bench. City, Evan Davis is the reserve goalkeeper. Alex Athanaseris is the other substitute for Wollongong United, and Billy Solovos. Josh Correa is wearing number 7. He's a bench option tonight as the free kick goes the way of the hosts. Number 9, Thomas Darjani. Number 14, Jeremy Flanagan. Number 19, Klime Sekukoski. And number 19, Ben Brooks complete their bench. City have had a monopoly on possession in these early stages. We approach the 10-minute mark. If you are just joining us, you've just missed Nathan Roberts hitting the crossbar. It's the closest they've come. Wollongong yet to have a real threatening attack on the host goal. Perhaps unsurprisingly. Reminder, this is a 5th-tier side, or 6th-tier side, sorry, taking on one from the 3rd tier of New South Wales football. The Illawarra Premier League, in which Wollongong United play, is one of the strongest around New South Wales. And it's produced quite a bit of talent for the leagues above it. Saya Kambiyashi, someone from Bulli, the Illawarra Premier League, now starring for Manly United. And 2 players that will be taking part in that game for Northwest Sydney Spirit tomorrow night. Kota Odakura and Musashi Kyokubo made such an impact for the team from Sydney's Northwest. The ball was played long but rather aimlessly. Let Wollongong United off the hook for now. Club, as I mentioned in the pre-game, looking to just recapture a glimpse of their glory days. Back in 1990-91, they spent a single season in the old National Soccer League. Were unlucky to be relegated. And in 2003, bid farewell to Football New South Wales competition. Very much back amongst it tonight. That's a sliding challenge in there. Adrian Arndt saw nothing wrong. Mark Morich, unsurprisingly, disagrees with him. Well, the challenge was just in the nick of time, and it had to be. Saracino again, who's had plenty of impact early. City have been trying to go out wide rather than through the middle of the pitch. This one's bent in towards Morich again. Likes to play with his back to goal. This is better. Mitri. Saracino again. Out on this right-hand side. He's offered most of the attacking threat along with Roberts so far. Farah forced to regather. Calogero and Hooper, the two at the heart of the City defence tonight. His way forward from left back. This is a winding run forward for City and just wide from Matthew Karemalevsky. Scored a late winner a couple of weekends ago. That's displayed an eye for goal. It's Josh we're more used to seeing in that area of the pitch with the Karemalevsky last name. It's been Matthew who's been getting his name on the score sheet of recent weeks. It was a good effort to try and do so again there. Jacob Madden very happy to see it pass by his right-hand side post. Very good to be with you on this cool Wednesday evening out at Penshurst Park, the new home of St George City, for this intriguing battle in the Australia Cup, doubling as a Waratah Cup quarter-final. Mind that the winner of these 4 games over the Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday are going into that competition as well. This is a big chance, and the shot just hesitated on it for a second too long, did Arditi. Or Mitri, rather. Might get a second bite at it. It's just over the head of Saracino, and Wollongong will be able to clear. That's a good challenge to make up the ground, though, from Saracino. And in fact, it's when he signed the throw, Jovanovski thought it was his. Referee disagreed. Farah. Athanaseris just trying to find a little bit more rhythm in the attacking third at the moment, City. They're going the right way about it. They're moving the ball nicely. That's a lovely ball again to find Saracino. That time, Jacob Madden was able to claim rather easily. Madden forward to no one in particular in a yellow shirt. It's worked out okay though. Terzic was there. He's looking for the assistance of Yamada up with him. Those two that will carry most of the goal threat will have to be sharp when they do get an opportunity tonight. Those opportunities will be few and far between. Wollongong United haven't looked too flustered by the occasion so far, and you wouldn't expect them to. And now they're coming for themselves with Terzic, who goes for goal. Ciron saw it all the way, was quite comfortable to let it pass by his post on the left-hand side. City trying to restore some candor out. Good turnout here tonight at Penshurst Park, as full as I've seen these stands so far this season. Unsurprisingly, place in the round of 32 on the line, as well as a semi-final. It's quite remarkable. I mentioned a little earlier in the broadcast about League One having a representative in every game, at least one in every game. It was Ponyrigg and Hakoah last night, played between two teams in this division. Karemalevsky getting a foot in there and winning it back for City. Farah, who's acted as the conductor to this point with the help of Paolo Mitri, who's carrying the ball forward here. Came straight across from St George FC, a crosstown rivals a couple of seasons ago. And he's chipped that ball over the top for Nathan Roberts, who's made the switch to the right flank. He was looking for Morich. Just put it a yard or two ahead of him. cut out in the middle of the park again. It's just breaking down in that sort of area a little too often for Wollongong United at the moment. That's good endeavour to win it back, though, from Sean Thomas, one of the more experienced players in Billy Solovos's side. They've considered the free kick there, though. Kawakami a bit too, or rather, Yamada a little too keen in his efforts to win the ball back. That's been a side, this Wollongong United team, that have had success in the Illawarra Premier League recently. They're still the reigning champions in that competition. The 2021 wasn't finished, along with most of the Football New South Wales competitions due to COVID. And Solovos was man of the match in the grand final that night. He's since made the move into the technical area. As the coach, managed to retain quite a few of his old teammates. They're under fire here, though. Moric got the shot away. I don't think he quite had his bearings there. He's put that a long way wide. He certainly didn't miss-hit it. It's one that likes to twist and turn and shoot. But at the same time, Solovos has managed to bring through so many of the club's star youth players. Managed to win the second grade championship in that 2020 season as well. Players like Renevescu and Thomas Jarjani, Josh Correa, who are featuring on the bench tonight. Vescu, the only one of them starting. James Stoyanovsky and Bailey Barbarovsky, who are in the starting lineup, all part of that side. It's been an interesting season for United so far too. They've only played 4 games in the league to this point due to constant washouts, and as you know, if you're around the Illawarra area, a lot of their grounds down near Port Kembla, which does cop its fair share of rain. Well, I've been getting just as much competitive action in the Cup, so the unusual situation of actually playing more games in this competition than they have in the league so far. Just a little lull in this one. City won't want that. This is very much the pattern that Wollongong United will want them to get into. Just knocking the ball around aimlessly. They did it with plenty of purpose and pace in the first 10 minutes. It's just fallen away a little bit as the chances have stopped flowing quite as freely. Barbarovsky cuts that one off. One of those I mentioned who's been brought into the team. It's one of the youngsters. Thanaseris throwing towards Moric. Vescu was in the way. Knocked down by Terzic. One back by Arditi for City. Trying to link up with Mitri. And he's done that. Paolo's on the ball here and cutting onto his left foot. Paolo Mitri, so dangerous in those sort of areas. You sure saw there his fleetness of foot. Lovely pair of feet to take the ball away from his marker. His less favoured left foot. Still got a good strike on the football, just the wrong side of Jacob Martin's post. Of course, this occasion won't be too daunting to the Wollongong United goalkeeper. He stepped in as Manly United's first grade keeper when Sam Benton went down last season. Played the end of that. Well, making the move back down south is Moric. Again, Barbarovsky, who's had plenty of hassle down that left-hand side early. Manages to make a nuisance of himself and put the ball out for a throw. And then he's helped out by Jovanovski, who wins the free kick. Wherever you are joining us on MPL TV or on the Football New South Wales YouTube's page tonight, Very glad to have you with us. Alex Molchanoff behind the microphone. Glad to be guiding you through all the pictures you're seeing in front of you. Glad to be able to stream a couple of these Australia Cup games, these final qualifiers before the round of 32, which are doubling, of course, as Waratah Cup quarterfinals. Matthew Karemalevsky's made another winding run down the left. That one was halted rather more quickly than his first, that resulted in a shot. Remember, at the conclusion of all four of these fixtures, we'll have the draw for the Waratah Cup semi-finals. That will be on Friday, this coming Friday at 3:30, and you'll be able to find that on Football New South Wales's Facebook page, where you've seen all the draws through all the rounds of these competitions. I wonder you'll be able to tune in from 3:30 with that one on the Football New South Wales Facebook page on Friday afternoon. And which of these two teams will be part of it? St George City playing with most of the possession and the territory, but it's only a couple of chances they've managed to fashion on goal. Both have been from range. Nathan Roberts hitting the crossbar inside 10 minutes. Paolo Mitri firing a shot wide less than 5 minutes ago. Linking up here. Can United get something started? They can't. Alex Malfara getting his body in the way, cutting out the danger. Hooper showing lovely feet to just step away from the pressure, but Karemalevsky, well, he took up a strange position there, the left back. It's good to be wide, but he was out of play. The ball found him. It had rolled over the touchline, so an attacking throw for the visitors. In towards Dinko Terzic, who's been the man at the point of the attack tonight, signing from Coniston, also in the Illawarra Premier League a couple of seasons ago. He was a top goal scorer when he signed for Wollongong United after doing that for Coniston in the 2019 season, and he's won his side a corner here. First chance from a set piece for the visitors. You wonder how key this is to their attempts to take out another big gun in St George City tonight. Throwing numbers forward, and in fact City throwing numbers back. Only Nathan Roberts outside the penalty area in red, and Sidron came and only managed to get his fingertips to it. Took out Calagiero in the process. Oh, and it's been won back high by Jovanovski. Decent ball into the area and completely mistimed the clearance. Did Hooper. Goalkeeper manages to bail him out, Calagiero rather. And Versi was trying to win the ball back, and then he followed out with a little kick out at Arditi, who was still on the floor. But he didn't like that, the City midfielder. Not surprised, and now how Adrian Arndt deals with this could be framing in the rest of the fixture. Straight away he's called over Versi. He was frustrated at having the challenge awarded as a free kick. No punishment for either player. We're still without a name in the book. Early cross from Roberts was towards Saracino. Headed away by Barbarovsky. And one back by Athanaseris. He was just on a slightly different page to Mitri as he tried to play the 1-2 with his right back. Long throw down towards Yamada. Agricultural ball forward from James Stoyanovsky. Another one of those weren't in the side that won the 2020 Illawarra Premier League Grand Final. In the first division, anyway. Horwich flicking that one on. It's towards Arditi, fell for Mitri. Is looking direct for Roberts. It was almost cut out by Moric. Jovanovski, who's been handy down this left-hand side in the flashes we've seen of him, stepping onto Malfara there, put him under all sorts of pressure, managed to deal with it. Now City might be away through Mitri. Saracino was a ball more in hope than anticipation, but ball wasn't dealt with. Still the attack continues. It's come straight back to Saracino. Oh, and it's a heavy challenge from Barbarovsky, and a corner has been awarded. Or is it a penalty? It is. The assistant stepping in, Adrian Arndt pointing to the penalty spot, and the home side have a chance to take the lead as we approach the half-hour mark. Saracino has caused all sorts of issues for young Bailey Barbarovsky down this near side in the early stages of this first half, and now he's wanting side a penalty kick. And it will be Roberts who struck the crossbar inside 10 minutes to take this penalty. Well, we saw plenty of these last night, didn't we? Out at Bonnyrigg. Roberts slots the first one here tonight. It's in regular play, and it gives his side a 1-0 lead. City's play has deserved it. They've had more than the majority of possession. They've dominated it. Wollongong United have not been able to get too much going forward. And they're punished for a lapse in concentration, which saw the ball fail to be cleared. It came back out to Saracino, who was more than willing to take his man on. Showed a good bit of skill to get to the byline, win the penalty kick. And Roberts was cool as a cucumber from the spot. And it's the favourites who lead early in this cup tie. And they're striding forward for more. Barbarovsky timing that challenge rather better. Winning his side a throw-in. He's got a throw at him, I'll tell you that. My goodness. Found Terzic from all of 30 yards away. Ball knocked forward by Kawakami. He was looking for his right winger, didn't find him. Vescio onto the header. Now this could be something. Jovanovski just tried to poke it rather than play it with the inside of his foot. Kawakami again. Jovanovski. Decent ball. Terzic just couldn't control it to his advantage. Steaming forward again was Sean Thomas, who's been keen in these early stages. Kawakami flicking it forward for Yamada. His Japanese counterpart wasn't quite as sure of touch, and then a foul awarded against Danny Lazarevsky. He tried to win the ball out back high up the pitch. City have just been a bit sloppy since going ahead, but it's worked out nicely for them here. Moric forces the first key save from Jacob Madden. Had it covered all the way. The former Manly United man. Palmed it around the post pretty comfortably, but another corner for City. Continue to build pressure in this first half. Just joining us, St George City leading 1-0 thanks to a penalty from Nathan Roberts, who's over to take this corner kick. Ball's taken deep. It's flicked back over in there. Moric is in the way of Madden, who managed to get a paw to it. Just get enough purchase on it to get it half clear. Roberts will get another chance to deliver into the area, and that's a free header to Moric, who will feel he should have done better. And his reaction tells you as much. Well, they've been able to play off him. Mark Moric. It's been an attack that has looked well oiled and in sync for the hosts in this first half hour. The goal was definitely deserved. Here's Mitri. It's a crunching challenge from behind by Jovanovski. Scored in that 2020 grand final for the youth side that we mentioned. It was an attacking player's tackle, let's put it that way. And it's offered City another route to goal here through Nathan Roberts' right boot. Plenty of numbers forward again. It's towards Calageru, but it was well and truly past him. Easy one for Jacob Madden to just let go over the top of him. Cool night, still night, as I mentioned in the pre-game here at Penshurst Park. This beautiful football facility. Ball's bent over the top. Chance for Yamada to get on the end of it. Only half clear. Well controlled by Stoyanovski. Out for Sean Thomas on the right-hand side. Back to the youngster shot Stoyanovski again. Kawakami couldn't link up with Mason Versi. Almost got himself in a little bit of trouble earlier. He's clashed with Arditi. That's a good win from Karemalevsky, and he's continued his run forward. He's got pace to burn, Matthew Karemalevsky. Just needs some support in the middle now. Squares it up. It was towards Arditi, and it was the most crucial touch, I think, from Stoyanovski there, just to nick it away from the City central midfielder. Terzic, who was pulled up for offside there, returning to his own half from an offside position. Moritz trying to link up with Roberts, but he's got his side a free kick. Now he's squaring up with Sean Thomas. Wollongong United just getting pulled into some physical encounters, which is the way City will like it if they continue to hold this lead deep into the game. Might be a word from Billy Solovos at half time just to keep their heads. Decent strike from Roberts, and it forces Madden into action again. Went the low route, the City winger. Forced another sharp save from the Wollongong United custodian. He's got another challenge here. That one's deep towards Calageru. Headed away by Lazarevsky, and we'll do it again. Arditi on set-piece duties this time. Still plenty of numbers forward for City. It's towards Karemalevsky over his head. Still in there was Calageru, who got the initial header. Eventually cleared away by Vescio. Oh, he just waited on it for a second there, Ciron, who hasn't looked the most assured in these early stages in the little pieces of work that he's had to do. Just dwindled on it for a second too long there. It's Calageru. This first half has raced by. It's been enjoyable viewing. Roberts with a hopeful ball forward that Saracino can't get on the end of. Penalty taker to the penalty winner. Moritz just leaving a foot on Vescio as he tried to play out there. Playing 1-2 and then a 1-2 again with Sean Thomas. Been picked off by Karemalevsky, who couldn't keep it in. Can Wollongong United find something within themselves in this last 8 minutes of regular time before the break? I'd love an equaliser, but their forays forward have been few and far between in this first half. Karemalevsky happy to just shoot it out for a throw. Could Be an historic night for City as well, remember. Be their first entrance into the round of 32 of the Australia Cup, the deepest run in the Waratah Cup for that matter as well. That's a decent ball in. Sidron got the punch away. Came back out to Kawakami. Back towards Yamada. Jovanovski on it now. Trying to link up with Barbarovsky. And we're just on two different pages of the same book there. Attack once again comes to nothing. That's more promising signs for Wollongong. Throwing numbers forward. Barbarovsky's been quite keen to get forward from left back when he's had the opportunity. Aditi dropping as deep as we've seen him in this first half. Moric following suit. Pursued by 2-3 Wollongong United defenders. He wanted the free kick and eventually gets it, thanks to the assistant on the far side. Adrian Arndt heeding his advice. Legeru for Saracino. They've managed to work it out here, City. Saracino again. That was a bit of a challenge from Barbarovsky. Mitri. Well, I don't know whether he meant that, but I wouldn't put it past him with his talent. The pass didn't match the turn. Just a little bit of frustration shown from the City number 10. Was a gorgeous turn if he meant it. Had me fooled, that's for sure. Wollongong United going short from this goal kick. Going to try and play out. Well, that was short-lived. Barbarovsky knocking it long, and Calagero and Siron taking their time to deal with the danger. So Yamada was sniffing around there. Always the goal threat for Wollongong United. Hasn't had that chance just yet tonight. He and Terzic will have to be on their toes. It might just be one that they get. Have to be alive enough to take it when it comes. Meantime, though, 4 defenders for Wollongong United need to stay steady. Good switch of play from Kuremalevsky to pick out Saracino again, sliding to keep the ball in play. He couldn't do that. Madden would have ended up with it in any case. United trying to push the place as we tick towards half-time here. Lazarevsky. Short for Kawakami. Stoyanovsky getting involved. Thomas. Vescio. Swing it out to Barbarovsky again. Bit of a hole in midfield. They're looking to go direct. That's what they do towards Terzic, and it's fallen for Yamada. Took 1, 2, 3 touches wide. Joining in the attack was Thomas rather. Decent ball in, forced the punch from Siron. Can they counter now, City? Arditi with a clever turn to keep possession. And continuing his run forward. Moric might try and link up with the man who started the attack now in Arditi. Across the cover is Lazarevsky, who's good enough to win the goal kick. City sitting comfortably. A 1-0 lead. We'll try and break the back of Wollongong United just before the break, but the Illawarra Premier League side have acquitted themselves pretty well here tonight. They've stood stoutly. If you are just joining us, the penalty conceded by young Bailey Barbarovsky. His sliding challenge on Antonio Saracino, converted by Nathan Roberts for City. It's the reason they lead here. Roberts has hit the crossbar earlier. Mitri firing wide. Wollongong United yet to trouble Mackenzie Sidron with a real shot on target. They've been full of endeavour, the visitors. yet to be rewarded. Terzic keeps that ball in City's defensive half. Mitri and Malfarra trying to retain possession. Malfarra went down rather easily. To his credit, didn't appeal for the free kick, just backpedaled to get back in position. Thomas. Yamada. It's a good ball over the top. It's allowed Terzic to find his way behind the defence. Back to Sean Thomas. Well, it's half cross, half shot there from the Wollongong United right back. Ended up safely in the gloves of Siron. So ball towards no one in red, and Morich is rather frustrated with his keeper's bit of distribution there. It's where he wants the ball from those sort of situations, the City number 9. Stoyanovsky for Lazarevsky. To the young midfielder again, Thomas. It's been turned over high up the pitch. Roberts just couldn't keep it in play. Rene Vescio went under pressure. Stoyanovsky, he's grown into this first half, and of course, as I say that, he gives it away. Hooper, that's a good ball. And Arditi, or Saracino rather, with a nice touch away from his defender. Back pass dealt with rather brutally by Jacob Madden. 30 seconds of regular time remaining according to the big clock up here at Penshurst Park. Is it time enough for Wollongong United to find something in attack? It's a dangerous ball towards Mason Versey. Just couldn't bring it under his spell though. Kremlewski concedes the throw. Would be something if Wollongong United could find an equaliser. Versey again. Nice touch from Yamada, just couldn't get the cross in. Yamada again. Ball's played in along the ground. Malfarra, the man able to clear for City, and that is that for the first half. St George City, the favourites coming into the game. The Football New South Wales League One side. They've had all the possession in the first half, and their pressure paid just after the half-hour mark when Antonio Saracino made a weaving run into the Wollongong United penalty area. He was brought down by Bailey Barbarovsky and Nathan Roberts, who had hit the crossbar early in the half, slotted the penalty away, and so it is the home side who lead 1-0 here at the break. Alex Bolchanov for NPL TV and Football New South Wales. Glad to have you with us for this Round 7 Australia Cup clash. We'll be back in 10 or 15 minutes for the second half to see if this Illawarra Premier League side can continue their fairy tale run. But at the break at Penshurst Park, it's St George City 1, Wollongong United 0. Welcome back to Penshurst Park on NPL TV and Football New South Wales YouTube page for what is about to be the second half of this Australia Cup and Waratah Cup tie between St George City and the visiting Wollongong United. The Illawarra Premier League sides battled and battled, but eventually conceded the goal in the first half just after the half-hour mark. Antonio Saracino's run into the penalty area, ending with him being brought down and a spot kick being awarded, slotted home, as cool as you like, by Nathan Roberts, who had hit the crossbar from outside the area earlier in the half. His goal is the one that separates us at the break. Billy Solovos' side looking to continue this fairy tale run in which they've knocked off heavyweights Blacktown City, Dunbar Rovers and Central Coast United above them nominally on the Football New South Wales pyramid as well. Yet to knock over a League One side. Had their first opportunity at it tonight and they trail 1-0 at the break. Club trying to step back onto the national stage in the Australia Cup round of 32 for the first time since they were relegated from the NSL the end of the 90-91 season. Playing then as Wollongong Macedonia, and you can see they're in their colours. Retained that part of their identity as well as the lion on the badge. And they're going to have to show some lion-heartedness in this second half to make their way back into the game. City had the majority of the possession and the territory, not playing their full first team tonight. Captain Tarek Ershan is on the sideline along with Jordan Morfidis, Ruben Oroatife and Jakub Praja, both options off the bench for Mirko Juric in this second half. That's a long throw, it's causing issues. My goodness, it was a last-ditch effort and then deflected back and had to be saved by Siron and then fired wide again by Yamada. Well, a signal of intent from Wollongong United. It was actually Kawakami who got the shot away. Mason Versi with the most dangerous of the efforts on goal. Here's toe poke finding the chest of the City shot stopper who had to be alert. The long throw from young Bailey Barbarovsky. We've seen it as a weapon down the line. That's the first time we've seen him launch one into the penalty area. And my goodness, did it have City stretched. A bit of a fire-up from Billy Solovos at half-time, perhaps. Wollongong, who came out showing that they were willing to battle for every ball. City have forced them to show their discipline. Prodded and probed. A well-set defence. Reward to the tune of just a single goal to this point. Interesting to see if the game does become more stretched as the visitors try to chase this game and preserve this cup run just a little longer. Already been a fantastic one for them. Entered in round two, beat Peakhurst side from this St George Football Association region, and Vesic is getting himself is getting himself involved in battles again. This is the second time we've seen him involved in an altercation. Was with Arditi in the first half. That time it was initially with Matthew Karamalevsky, and then the goal scorer Roberts decided he wanted to get involved as well for the home side. He's been rather chippy this evening, Mason Versi. Yet to see any punishment in the way of a card. He has continued to offer some threat to the City goal. Well, will be all well that ends well if that continues and he's able to make the breakthrough in this second half. It's yet to come though. There's a nice flick on from Moric, who's one of the stars of the first half, and then a crunching challenge for Thomas that didn't get much of the ball and has left Moric prone on the turf. I don't know whether Arndt's view was obstructed. There was a group of players sort of around the challenge as it occurred. I think if The referee didn't pick it up. Maybe his assistant might have. Ball has ended up with City in any case. They've got a throw. Morich is back on his feet, so no harm done in a physical sense at least. Might be one he feels in the morning though. The City number 9. That time Thomas left a foot in on Roberts, and he's the first name in the book for Wollongong United. One of the teammates of Solovos in that grand final winning side of 2020. Finds himself in the book here. Actually, a former St George City player. Was part of the team that won the State League in their inaugural season in 2016. Returning to an area of Sydney he knows rather well. Club has gone on leaps and bounds since then. Maybe he's one that's feeling the tension of this cup tie a bit more than most of his teammates. Kawakami trying to carry it clear. The Japanese import, experience in J3 in Japan with Fukushima United. Showing off all that class there to find his Japanese counterpart in Yamada. Both went to high school together actually in Hokkaido. Ended up a long way south together in Wollongong. Both as crucial parts of this Wollongong United side. Looking to link up again there. Couldn't win it back. But his high school mates. Kawakami bails him out. Restricts City to a throw-in in their own half. It might be one of those two that they're looking to turn the game in this second half. Or Dinko Terzic, who's had such a good career in the Illawarra Premier League. Need to show their defensive solidity here. Roberts looking for his second and just firing wide at the near post. Madden looked like he had it covered all the way. Zarditi up there throwing himself at the football. Rare start tonight for the midfielder. He's looked good, making hay while the sun is shining upon him. Or indeed the floodlights here, Penshurst Park. Madden launches another ball forward. 40 minutes to find something for Wollongong United in this second half. Trying to take us to extra time as we did last night. And that came between Bonirig and Hakoa. Terzic has got the wrong side of the defence. He was unable to recover initially, and the shot is off the bar. And they very nearly had that equaliser. Ciron was beaten. A stinging drive from Jovanovski off the upright. And St George City with a big let-off. And the noises of discontent have just started up again in the grandstand here at Penshurst Park. That was as big a warning shot as they're going to get. Just a moment they took their eye off Kaya Jovanovski. And he nearly made them pay. Morich trying to do the same to the visitors down the other end. Here's Roberts. Had it taken off him by Kawakami. Moving it forward through force of will at the moment, Wollongong United. And Mason Versi has won his side a free kick on halfway. Physical style, paying his team some benefit for the moment. Here's Stoyanovski, who's tried to act as the conductor this evening, the young midfielder. Managed to do it on occasion. There's Barbarovsky on that far side. Vescio. Thomas just couldn't turn away from trouble, but he has won inside the throw. Percy. Yamada's taken up an attacking position, and it's found the head again of that man, Jovanovski, who has looked so lively in this second half. City's defence just starting to show some holes. Ones that Wollongong United are keen to pounce upon. Again, they come forward through Verzi into the side netting, and he was frustrated, thought he should have done better. But again, they were strung open by Kawakami, winning the ball back high up the pitch. He's been a one-man force in the middle of midfield, and a couple of substitutions coming for Billy Solovos, and it's going to be Dinko Terzic and Mitso Yamada. Well, I don't think too many of us neutrals, I have to say I haven't seen a lot of Wollongong United, but it's a surprising substitution watching from the outside. Two players who've done a lot of the legwork being replaced. Jeremy Flanagan and Josh Correa are the substitutes. Two more of these youngsters brought through by Solovos this season. And it's going to be down to them now to turn the tide. Trusting his youngsters. Wollongong United coach. Let's see if it pays dividends. He's given them plenty of time, more than half an hour in this second half, still to play. Barbarovsky, who's been immense, it must be said, since giving away that penalty kick. Well, it's a physical challenge in there by Stoyanovsky. It's one inside the ball back, though. Looking up towards the bleach blonde hair of Jeremy Flanagan. And Correa, or Versi rather, showing that his legs are still fresh enough to get that ball back. Versi again. That time he was cut off by Matthew Karemalevsky, and he's turning to Adrian Hart and asking for a yellow card. He's not going to get it. That's one his side. Another attacking set piece in a good position. Wollongong United have been the better team in this second half. Just over 10 minutes into it. They've struck the frame of Mackenzie Cideron's goal. They're looking to go a step closer here. First, he's already struck the side netting. He and Stoyanovsky in this two-man committee. Versi, the left-footed option, and going for goal and hitting the crossbar again. The rebound's in, and there's the goal for the sixth-tier side. They found an equaliser. Lion-hearted they've been in this second half, and they get the goal their dominance has deserved. Another venomous strike from Versi, who's hit the frame of the goal for the second time. And Flanagan followed it in to put his side level. And won't that give them a burst of energy? Suddenly it's City who are making changes. Stephen Athanaseres is off along with Mitri. Praja will try to add a cool head. But hasn't this complexion of the game changed since half-time? Karemalevsky trying to bring it back with his running from left back. Praja with his first touch. Linking up with Malfar, and he's turned it over. Flanagan's onto it again. He's got Versi up with him. Might be keen to line another one up. Instead he's found Stoyanovsky. Or Jovanovski rather. It's come back to him. Jovanovski again. This time his cross was deflected. Cideron was able to gather. Well, an equaliser that we weren't expecting at the break. But boy, have we got it. And boy, have we got a cup tie now. Nathan Roberts forward for City. Fairly easy catch for Jacob Madden. Ball curled over the top. Flanagan's been full of running since his substitution on. Boy, have those subs paid off for Solovos very, very quickly. Malfara trying to restore some cool to this City side, but they look frazzled. It was not an equaliser they were expecting. The response has come from this Illawarra Premier League side, and it has been brutal. Barbarovsky forward. Flanagan trying to link up with Jovanovski now. He's offered so much danger in this second half. Nice touch. Flanagan and Correa, the two substitutes, directly linking up there. Just couldn't bring it down. The young striker. Thomas and Versi, whose little battles that he's been getting into seem to have fueled him. And Kawakami has won his side a free kick in another promising area. Well, the last set piece went all right. What can they come up with here? Again, that two-man committee is there. Versi again the taker. It's deep. It's headed away by Kalajeru. It was Lazarevski throwing himself about in there, but he couldn't win it. And now City are away on the break. Cut off nicely by Barbarovsky. Praja trying to turn away from trouble in midfield. He's come away with a football, the Czech. Now they come down the right. Saracino is faded out of the game as it's gone on. He's reinserting himself there. Kalajeru winning it high up the pitch. Trying to find Roberts. Cut out by Sean Thomas. Karemalevsky just cool on it. Malfara turned over again. Flanagan's been such a positive influence since his introduction. Aren't happy not to stop play because United have got the advantage from his deflection. Correa couldn't find Flanagan. And so we just have a moment to catch our breath. Wollongong with all the momentum in this second half. That one's been cut out by Karemalevsky. Ball flick forward. Giving chase was Arditi. Vescio won the foot race. And Madden launched it high into the night and out of play. Karemalevsky trying to show his clever feet. He's too clever for himself there. And Mason Versi is having a night he won't soon forget. Praja wins it back in midfield. He's the man they need to restore some decorum throughout the side at the moment. They look panic City. Why wouldn't they? Having a long, well, it was an audacious attempt from James Stoyanovski, but everything else is going right for the visitors at the moment, so why wouldn't he? Another substitution is going to make their way on for Billy Solovos. Klime Segukoski made his way onto the park. And it is a lively winger, Kaya Jovanovski, makes way just after the hour mark here. 3 substitutes gone already for Wollongong United. 5 allowed in this FFA Cup, Australia Cup tie rather. Slip of the tongue there. the old name for this fabulous competition. Ismail Farah. Roberts isolated against Thomas on this left-hand side. Karamalevsky was sort of overlapping him half-heartedly, and Correa is carrying the ball free. Now it's with the substitute, Segukoski. Turned it over though. Now the running power of Saracino is on show again. Antonio Saracino lays it wide. Moric has got a couple to aim for in the middle. Eventually comes in. The header from Roberts. There was a boot up there from Vescio. Wasn't dangerous according to Arndt, the referee. Commanding header from Hooper. He's ended up with a yellow shirt again. Flanagan again. Couldn't link up with anyone forward with him that time. Prizes ball over the top, and Moric is giving chase. He hasn't got too many red shirts up there with him. Plenty more yellow. This is where Moric loves to be, just holding up the ball, trying to get a shot away on his favoured left foot. Prizer tried to head it on, it didn't come off. Now Thomas invited to join the attack by that ball out wide, which he does. All-time press from Hooper again. Wins the ball back for the hosts. Couldn't find Roberts on that free-flowing, so in sync attack that we saw so much of in the first half is suddenly not looking quite as fluid. Wollongong United have made those attacking substitutions, and it has brought them as real players in the match. Correa trying to shrug off the attention of Calagiero, couldn't do it. Vescio just getting enough on the header. Not the best ball back from Lazarevsky to his goalkeeper. Madden won't be too happy with the clearance. Both these teams trying to make their first entry into the round of 32 in the Australia Cup. Doubled with a berth in the Waratah Cup semi-finals. A reminder, whichever of these two teams goes through, you'll be able to catch that live on the Football New South Wales Facebook page on Friday afternoon at 3:30. Karamalevsky's crossfield ball. The Australia Cup draw will follow in the coming weeks as the remaining teams qualify. Ooh, and that was causing all sorts of issues for Vescio, who hacked it away. Happy enough to concede a corner for now. If you are just joining us in this Australia Cup tie, St George City ahead in the first half, just after the half-hour mark. Thanks to a penalty from Nathan Roberts. Wollongong United's equaliser coming just 10 minutes into the second half from a rebound off a free kick. Ball over the top. All the way out to Aditi. Oh, it's a decent ball as well. Karamalevsky. And there is Hooper off the crossbar. Still there for City, but it's scrambled clear. Prizer back in. Again beaten away. Still not clear. Eventually hooked clear by Barbarovsky. And Wollongong United defending in 6s and 7s to get that one clear. Still they've got another attack to face. Nice touch by Moric. A bit of a falcon, or was it? Came off his arm according to Adrian Arndt. A pressure relieving free kick. Well, what a chance that was for a captain's goal from Hooper, but he couldn't keep his effort down. And for the second time tonight, Jacob Masden's upright, bails him out. It's worth saying that Wollongong United have hit the frame of Mackenzie Sidron's goal as well twice. It was a crude challenge in the middle of the park. Play on as they have the advantage, and it's a good one being played here as well. Segukoski over there Oh, and it's an effort to lob Mackenzie Siron. A few in the stand thought it had gone in. The City keeper was comfortable it had gone over the crossbar. But Wollongong United continue their adventures into the City half, and they are bearing fruit. 20 minutes to find a winner, or there will be extra time. And even further to that, we may have penalty kicks. The team and the hosts from Australia's third tier level with the club from its sixth, who've already taken out a team from the division above them. Above City, that is. Hooper trying to dribble out of trouble. He beat 4 or 5 defenders wearing Wollongong United colours. And then he stayed up there. It was an agricultural clearance from Seiji Kawakami. Trickles behind for a goal kick. Well, we've got a game that is building in folklore. We knew it would be historic, whichever side went through tonight, but the circumstances in this first 70 minutes have meant that it's going to be rather more memorable than just that. A fantastic and enthralling cup tie it has been the whole way through. I feel there is still plenty more drama to unfold in whatever time we have left in this game. Hooper and Malfarra looking for Roberts again. He's been marked out of the game really since his goal. Kawakami again, who's been the key to everything good United have done through the centre of the park tonight. Barbarovsky, who, to his credit, after giving away the penalty, has put in an outstanding display at left back, and he's won his side a free kick right in the centre of the park. Rescue for Thomas, a former St George City player. Correa, who's been willing, but his touch hasn't matched his effort to this point since coming on as a substitute. Lovely touch from Stoyanovsky. Linking up with Correa again. Malfarra's challenge sees Wollongong United with a throw just inside their opposition's half. Stoyanovsky again. Lovely turn from Versi. The first offence from Praja gets his side a free kick. Once again, Mason Versi is asking for further punishment. Once again, Adrian Hunt is resolute in his defence that none should be handed out. Four-man committee this time gathering over the ball for Wollongong United. He should have first right. It was his free kick that led to the goal after striking the post of Siron. He's done that twice already tonight. This one is a long way out. It's a decent strike again. Siron had to be alert. Took it comfortably on the full though. City will try and catch the visitors out on the counter again, and well, they tried to act down the City attacker, couldn't do so. Morich was waiting in the middle. Kawakami away. Karemalevsky continuing to get forward and have a strike on his left. Almost casually, Vescio blocked it. City have possession back. Roberts. Morich. Trying to turn away from Vescio. Eventually does. Praja with room to shoot if he wishes. Lazarevsky in the way, and there's a heavy collision in the middle of the park, and the decision goes City's way. Groans of frustration from the Wollongong United section of the supporters up here in the stand. Two players with their eyes fixed firmly on the football. But it's St George City who are going to get the benefit of the decision. Mark Morich, the man down for them. Adrian Arndt overseeing proceedings again. It's been a game that's a funny one for him. He's not had a lot of decisions to make. The ones he has have had pretty crucial impact, awarding the penalty in the first half and then the free kick on this near side, which Wollongong United would score from eventually. If you are just joining us, Alex Molchanov, delighted to be joining you for this Australia Cup and Waratah Cup clash between St George City of Football New South Wales' League One and Wollongong United of the Illawarra Premier League. Division that has continued to punch above its weight in cup competitions. One in which Football New South Wales might one day be looking to bring some of them back into the fold. Of course, Wollongong United were a club that took part in Football New South Wales competitions until about 2 decades ago. 2 championships since moving back to the Illawarra Premier League in 2015 and 2020. In one of the biggest games in their club's history tonight, and they are level with 15 minutes to go. But having to defend this free kick, that one's always rising. Never really offered a serious threat to Jacob Madden's goal. From Morich. Have to wonder whether the challenge that won him the free kick affected his ability to take it whatsoever. And still we go on. Locked up 1-1. Extra time and penalties to follow if this is the scoreline at the end of 90 minutes. Praja hooks it forward. Lazarevski was all over Morich, but managed to win the ball cleanly. Thomas. And Versi has turned Karemalevsky like he wasn't there. And then trying to do a little pirouette to beat Malfarah. Wasn't as successful that time. Vescio there to cut it out again is Stoyanovski. And now Barbarovski, the left fullback. Bending that one in towards the danger. A couple. Kawakami, who, though slight in stature, has been a colossus in the centre of the park in this second half for Wollongong United. He's on the ball again here. Stoyanovski. Lazarevski working it forward from centre half. Turning into trouble was Correa, but he was clever enough to win a throw in for his side. Header away by Calagiero. Nice touch from Praja, but just couldn't take it away from the attentions of Sekukoski, who's into the area here, the substitute. Hooked away eventually by Arditi, but the warning signs continue to come for the City defence, who've been caught off guard by Wollongong's willingness to run with a football. Praza going down in midfield and conceding the free kick. It was a clever bit of play from the Czech midfielder. Still attacking options on the bench for City. Ruben Awaratife, their top scorer this season in the league, sitting ready over there. One back in midfield by Lazarevski, who was then all too happy to go down under the challenge of Morich and win his side a pressure relieving free kick. Thomas. With Vescio again. Madden will go long with his clearance. Not a lot of height up there, but there's some pace for United. Malfarah throwing himself around, but not able to win the ball. Here's Correa for Wollongong United. Almost came out to Versi. Not the man that City want to have the ball on his left foot just outside the area. Here's Thomas. He's been keen to get further and further forward in this second half. And really, his team's play has allowed him to do so. And for those of you who are just joining us, there was no sign of this in the first half. Wollongong United were on the back foot for all of the 45 minutes. They have come out and looked the better side in the second half. Let's go. And there's a chance for Versi. Can he brown the keeper? He's done, but the touch took him wide. Ciron did enough. Can he get players forward to support him? He can't. And it ended up being Alex Athanaseris back there to clean up. Replaced it even as a substitute about 15 minutes ago. Long throw will come in again from Barbarovsky. And the header's there! Wonderful save by Ciron. Outstanding save from the City number one. He was all but beaten. The ball was behind him and he palmed it wide. Remarkable save. Barbarovsky's throw, the route to goal once again for Wollongong United. And they so nearly had the go-ahead goal with 10 minutes to play. They've still got a corner to defend here, St George City. Wollongong United happy to take their time over it. Throwing numbers forward now, and City have all 11 players back in the area to defend it. Goes to the edge of the area where Versi is waiting. He's cut away from one. Lobs it up to the back post. Thomas is there, and it's in! Wollongong United's fairy tale continues! Listen to what it means to their travelling supporters. It was Sekou Koski who got the final touch. The substitute scores. And now they've got 9 minutes of regular time to see out to progress to the round of 32. They'd be the first side from outside the Football New South Wales leagues to qualify for the round of 32. This club, who has waited so long for their day in the sun again, may just be about to get it. 8 minutes for the hosts to find an equaliser. Well, drink in what you are witnessing here. It is a team from New South Wales, nominally 6th tier, who are poised to qualify for the Waratah Cup semi-final, but the Australia Cup round of 32 to be in the draw of A-League heavyweights, the likes of Melbourne Victory and Sydney FC, and the Western Sydney Wanderers and Western United and Melbourne City and all the rest. And they've had to come from behind this evening. Nathan Roberts' penalty on the half-hour mark gave City the lead tonight, and 2 second-half goals could have given the South Coast side the most unlikely of victories, but they've got to hold out here. Sherman is on, and he's won his side a free kick. Versi finally booked. He's been involved in almost every flashpoint tonight, and almost every point of good play up front as well for Wollongong United. He's had a night that he'll never forget. Is there another chapter in this story yet? Klime Sekut-Koski may have written his name into Wollongong United folklore, and indeed New South Wales football folklore. German to take this free kick. It's bent in, it's a good one. But Hooper couldn't get his head on it. And now he's squaring up to players in the box. That's not what City need from their captain at the moment. They're running out of time. And credit to Wollongong, who haven't taken a backward step all night. Well, Mackenzie Sirom made a fantastic save from that long throw from Barbarovsky, which led to the corner, which Wollongong United would then score from. Minder City did have a chance to go 2-0 up at the start of this first half. Ball that was scrambling around in the area, 2-1 rather, just before the hour mark. They weren't able to scramble that one home. Brendan Hooper hit the crossbar. Wollongong United have made them pay for not taking their chances earlier in the game, and Jeremy Flanagan is running away with space here for the visitors again. He's looking for Versey in the middle, couldn't find him. Oh, but then it's turned over in an awful area. Chance again, Versey. Couldn't step away from the attentions of Athanaseres. Has managed to win his side the throw in. Off Correa. City with their last roll of the dice, and it is Ruben Awaratife. We wondered if we'd see him in this second half. He's on with 5 minutes to play. Their leading goal scorer in the league this season needs to find something here. He and Moric both playing with their back to goal. Neither can force it forward for the moment, though. Sheer force of will wins Wollongong United the throw. Time ticking away for the hosts. Throw up towards Flanagan. Headed back by Hooper. Into midfield, and again it's Seiji Kawakami in the middle for Wollongong United again. Launched long towards Moric, but over him. Versey was taken out by a late challenge by Matthew Karamalevsky, who's off. It's a straight red card for the St. George City fullback, and it goes from bad to worse. Trod right on the Achilles of his Wollongong United opponent, and it's all taken off. This is taking precious seconds off the clock again for St. George, who are going to have to find the equaliser with 10 men. The young fullback drawn into the challenge and given his marching orders by Adrian Arndt, who had been so keen to keep his car in his pocket tonight. Karamalevsky inviting the boos. I don't think he'll have much to remember or cheer about. He's left his side a man down with barely any time left to play. Challenge of frustration, and a challenge that might be the lasting memory for so many of the City faithful here at Penshurst Park tonight. The cup tie has delivered. And for Wollongong United and their president, Peter Vertkovsky, and the club legend, Billy Sovolos, in the technical area tonight, they are so close to history for this football club. The club that made its name as Wollongong Macedonia in the National Soccer League is moments away from a re-entry onto the big stage in Australian football. Ball forward into the corner from Kawakami. They're not worried about finding a third, Wollongong. Well, we've known the strength of this competition, this Illawarra Premier League. But it is about to make its name known around the country if they can hold on for a minute and a half plus whatever is left to play of stoppage time. They're playing against 10 men as well. Malfaro lobs it forward, headed back by Lazarevsky. Onto it is the man who could be the match winner, Klime Sekutkoski. Plays it early, cut off by Athanaseres. Stretching for it on the far side with City, and they've won a throw. A minute plus stoppage time to play. Stoyanovski getting his head on it. Oratifa using his strength. Couldn't get away from that challenge though. The free kick goes the way of Antonio Saracino. There will be one more chance before stoppage time for City from this free kick. Wollongong United will pour all their players back into their own penalty area now. It's their turn. It didn't help St George City earlier. Will this historic football club be able to hold out against a team only established 6 years ago? Good ball in! Just didn't get the contact he was looking for, Oratife. Still alive though for City. Hooper. Oh, it was nearly picked off by Kawakami. Malfura spilled, but then regathered. Jacob Madden having to stretch. And as he won his side of the free kick here, Adrian Art's keen to have a conversation with him. I'm not sure what it's about. Yes, it's a free kick that's been awarded by the referee. Madden wanted to play on and carry it clear. Instead, he's going to be made to put the ball on where he was caught in the follow-up. Into stoppage time now. Fursey, who has been so brilliant in this second half, switches it out to his opposite winger. Sekut Koski again. He couldn't score again, could he? He's into the area and getting the shot away. Siron was strong at his near post. Remember, it was his save that kept his side ahead and resulted in the corner that Wollongong United would score from, and it was a world-class save. A moment plenty thought would be the turning point in this match. It wasn't to be. Wollongong United have fought back from 1-0 down. Malfara. Time continues to tick down for City. Oratife making a late run towards it, but he was shown the wrong side by Lazarevski. He and Vescio have been the two titans at the back from which this space has been built tonight. Kawakami just scraps it clear anywhere but the middle of the pitch and Wollongong United's half of the field. Everyone standing up in the Wollongong United technical area. City are going to have to work it up quicker than that. Long throw from Athanaseris, past Moric, away by Lazarevski again. Flanagan trying to make a nuisance of himself. High up into the night sky again. They need it going forwards rather than up. City. Stoyanovski does enough. Versi. He's just bullied off it by Hooper, who kept it in play as well. He's got Oratife to aim for. Oh, it was a heavy touch from the City striker. And it gave Madden the chance to claim. How much time of stoppages and injuries have we had? That is the question now. Flanagan's the lone chaser. He's going to go into a jump against Siron. Long it goes again. Vescio with a clever header back to his own goalkeeper. The two keepers playing a match between themselves at the moment. Hit higher and not as deep this time by Madden. Whistles from the crowd. Thomas wins it against his old club, maybe about to knock them out. Sekut Koski is there again. And he's happy to retreat to the corner with Athanaseris in his wake. They need to get some support over there for Alex Athanaseris. Still in the corner. What's the decision here from Arndt? It's a corner. And so Wollongong United will have more time to burn the clock. Another substitution to be made. Thomas Darjani. for Flanagan, who he subbed on and then subbed off. He made an impact in the middle, that's all right. Is this the moment that we see Wollongong United, an Illawarra Premier League side, in the Australia Cup round of 32? The throw goes their way. Adrian Arndt will be counting every second now. It's up the wrong end of the pitch for City. Ball's gone forward. Maybe one last chance for the hosts. But throwing his body in the way was Babarovsky. Throw has gone the way of City. There's still time. 5th minute of stoppage time. Every second must seem like an hour for the Wollongong United fans at the moment. Takami's in the way again. He says it's full time, and so does Adrian Arndt. The fairy tale will continue into the round of 32 and the Waratah Cup semi-final. Wollongong United trailed 1-0 tonight. They battled back in the second half. And Klime Sekutkoski has written his name into the history of this famous competition. Wollongong United have written their names into the history of this famous competition. They come to Penshurst Park. They win not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 games away from home, away from the sanctuary of the South Coast in Macedonia Park, and they qualify. Where will their travels take them next? Well, you'll be able to find out in the Waratah Cup on Friday afternoon. Catch the draw for that, Wollongong United fans, at 3:30 on Friday. And they will be a nationally known name so soon when they go into the pot in the round of 32 for St George City. So close yet so far. They could have made their first entry into the same stage of the competition, but they have been knocked out. 2-1 it finishes at Penshurst Park. Alex Molchanov signing off on a famous night in New South Wales football. The team from the 6th tier going through. It has finished at Penshurst Park. St George City 1, Wollongong United 2.